What is up, guys? Welcome to another live session. Today is October 29th, 2019, and we are back at again on the charts. And we have some movement from the setups we spoke about yesterday. We spoke about four setups: Euro, Pound, USD, and Gold. And we'll start off with Euro. We can see off what we see right here. We came pretty darn close to our first take profit at 1.10725. I think we came maybe 2-3 pips away, two to 3 pips away, depending on your broker. And I think we were gonna go to that point and even lower. But this morning we had some USD consumer confidence come out, worse than expected, actually much worse than expected. It was forecasted to do better. So I think if we just count back the hours, you can see that's when Euro kind of made a move up. But the short is still good. I mean, our previous lower high is up here, so that's where our stop is somewhere there. But we should be good. And if you take a look at the setup, our stop loss is pretty tight. It's 30 pips, so it's nothing too major. We'll let this play out. I don't think that consumer confidence is going to turn this into a full-on buy, but we might just have a deeper retrace than we need it to be. But yeah, still a short. And I think last week on Friday's session or Thursday's session, we spoke about shorting Euro NSD, or it might even be yesterday. But definitely that setup was there because I got the alert. That was activated, and that pretty much dropped a ton last night. So if you watched previous few sessions and you caught that, that's kudos to you. But another pair that did move, and the entry was at 6 a.m. Eastern time, so obviously I'm asleep. But we spoke about this in yesterday's session, and it was gold. We were right above here at hourly support at 14.89, and we wanted a break below, and we did get that break, a pretty nice break. We also got that retest and rejection. So it's also looking like gold did hit our first target after at 14.83, 14.84. So nice 30 pips there. Currently the partial would have got stopped out, and so I think that's a good thing we did get stopped out at entry, because if you look, we're printing some hammers now, and I think that's due to the consumer confidence. So gold might make a retrace back up. And for us to go short again, it's the same concept. We created support here, and we waited for a breach of support to short. And if you look, we have created some support here at 14.84. And so if we get that break of 14.84, we can continue going short down to 14.79 and then 14.65. So that's the overall idea. And for the past few days, dating back to the 25th, gold has been in a short. So has had nice pushes down, some consolidation, pushes down, consolidation, a push down. So we might just have some consolidation before we push down again. A similar pattern happening. And so that's what we're going to be looking for as we speak. Our partial would have got stopped out. Let me check the chat. I forget sometimes. What's up, Tommy? What's up, Jared? What's up, Igor? Yeah, Tommy, Euro USD didn't hit TP1, not just yet. Tommy, I was watching for the gold entry like a hawk. First target done. Nice. I think you might be in the London or maybe European session, so you got that first target. Congrats. You might have got stopped out now. Yeah, so TP1 for Euro USD was pretty close. We'll see what happens with that. Not too worried about it. Like I said, today's the quieter days of the week in terms of fundamentals. Do have some Aussie later, but tomorrow is pretty crazy. From 8:15 all the way to 2:30 p.m. we have a bunch of USD and CAD news. So gonna be pretty chaotic. And that's why today's session I wanted to look at, not really the majors, but more of the minors and some of the other pairs that can still move a lot, but won't really hurt us too much. And we'll look at that. Thursday is quiet, so we'll target, after we find out what happens Wednesday, in terms of the US dollar data. We can kind of enter trades afterwards, maybe during our session, and then definitely after the press conference. We do have Japanese fundamentals as well. The Bank of Japan outlook report. So Thursday's gonna be quiet, so we'll be in a few USD trades then. Friday, obviously NFP, so we want to be out way before this release happens. Average earnings, non-farm employment change, employment rate, and manufacturing PMI. So pretty news-heavy week. Let's try to get some profits. Do what we did last week. Have no losses. Take a few solid trades, and stay out of the noise and mess. So with that being said, the first pair I wanted to look at was EURUSD. I don't know. I think this setup was given on Friday, or I don't know. My OCD is telling me it was yesterday. And if you look at where we put the profit and stop, it's on the 28th, and that was yesterday. But anyways, this short was the same principle we discussed. Euro NSD. I think last time we shorted was from here, and then it had kind of a rally to this previous intraday resistance, right near 1.75 thousand, and it had created kind of support between that and this hourly level of 1.74800, and all we needed to go short was a close below that level, and this was a nice bearish closure. As you can see, very little wick to the bottom or the top, and we went down pretty nicely. 70 pip move before I was seeing stopped at entry, and there's another short right now to go again. Shoot, I might want to get us this short again. Yeah, why not? A nice shooting star off that same resistance. Let me just slide this over. Let's see. We can even make our stop loss tighter. Yeah, this is not bad. So yeah, a live call. Enter Euro NSD short. The entry is now 1.74720 as it drops. First take profit is probably 25-30 pips away. 1.74500, and then 1.74354. And we can probably target. Then we can target 1.74100, and then down here. So. That's a live call right here for you guys. Stop loss at 1.75 150. So yeah, around 30 pip, 40 pip stop loss. Not bad. So go ahead and enter as it drops. Live call for you guys. EURUSD. Nice setup. So that's done and dusted. Let's see how that goes. Should be good. Another setup was Euro Aussie, and that was a continuation short. And let me actually pop up my alerts. So I had an alert. Let me see if it'll show where I had it. There has to be a way to show it. Was this the value? No. Last night, I think around 12 a.m., I had an alert right somewhere here, below 1.62, 62,000 to go short for Euro Aussie. Just a simple principle that we've been going on. We've created support here, 1.62150. You can see, boom. Here, and all we're gonna do is target this trading range from this support to this support, and that was a basic concept. And I had an alert somewhere here. It did obviously get activated, and we're pretty much 70% of the way there. But damn it, if I could only stay up 24 hours of the day, or even 18 hours, probably could have caught this. But it's okay. Yeah, based on price action, this is the setup we usually take. Get that break, stop, just above our hourly support. In case that we do close above, we're probably going to go back higher. So we cut the bleeding short and, to take profit down here. You can see what kind of setup that is, 2.25 intraday. And so the next, point of entry for us is obviously we missed this one. Is to obviously look at the left and see what happened when we got the close below this previous support. And if you look here, we have gone down lower. And even here, when we did get that close, we did get, we did go lower. Obviously, this is a huge Wednesday's news, Thursday, Friday, NFP, no problem. And then the daily looks pretty bearish to me if we just take a look at it. It's showing similar price action in the past where, we're coming with, pretty big bearish candles to this once hourly support. And if you look, we do go lower. Then we go lower here. So that's what I'm seeing for Euro Aussie. As this drops, Euro NSD will drop. So they're obviously correlating. And we're also short on Euro USD. And so I think, this week the common theme is shorting the Euro. On Monday it was shorting the dollar, but the consumer confidence kind of put a stall to that. Obviously, if NFP or even Wednesday's data comes out great, then we can continue shorting the dollar. And the next setup, which is one of our favorite trades to take, is pound yen. I don't know why it's showing the parliament vote today as tentative. I thought they already did that. Why not? Let's just check what's up with Brexit. Fills in bid to limit. So every headline I see is Boris Johnson taking another L. So yeah, it's the same thing we read yesterday. Pushes for December. CNN has been doing a kind of a live update on this. If you want to keep up to date on this, I'll send this in the chat. I believe I sent this before, but this is all the live updates for Brexit. And oh, they actually ended coverage. So I think Boris Johnson pushed for a early election. One's on a proposal for December 12th. And man, they're not taking him serious, are they? So government to put Brexit deal vote on hold for now. And call election with the name date on 12th December. This way Brexit can get done so our country can move on. Okay, so I guess all that's on hold, so I wouldn't be too worried about trading the pound. Let's just look at it anyways. So there's an actual long. We were looking for the initial short, but there is a long. The only thing is it's been in such a down, in a downtrend for so long. I really don't know which levels we can really target. I mean, obviously we can target, this previous level which we're at. This previous support is probably gonna be, where pound yen stalled. So that is where it stalled. And obviously for longs, this is screaming of short to me, but for longs, a break above, if you look to the left, when we did come to this level, we did have a rally. So that's the sort of thought process we're going to take at. Obviously, since pound yen has slipped so much in the past, we're coming back to kind of new waters for the year, new highs. So we got to take a lot of the movements with a grain of salt and these past levels with a grain of salt. So, I'm still looking for the short, and if we do get that close below 139, flat, we're going short. No ifs, ands, or but. For longs, which is the more riskier setup in my opinion, anything above 141 flat could take us higher. Obviously, the both setups pose a great amount of pips to be made. I mean, this is a nice move, and on the flip side, this is also a nice move. So, I wanted to share that just in case you do trade the pound or you're trading the Brexit. Recently we did break a 4-hour trend line, and we on the small time frame we had a break and retest. But we have a nice downtrend right here. Our first, second, third touch, after which we kind of popped above. On the 1 hour we had a break and a retest of that trend line. So this is our break, retest, rejection. So for a long setup, I mean intraday, if you're not looking at anything into the future, this sort of setup, 2.0, why not? You could be asking, really, why not? Um, shit. Excuse my language, but I mean, why not take this trade? We can have our stop right below, these previous wicks. A lot of activity has happened. Yeah, our stop loss is 47 pips. And our take profit is just under 100 pips. So, this could happen. Obviously, the whole tentative Brexit vote, I don't know what they're doing today, but that's just making a bit of a riskier trade to take. But if you're, you don't really care about risk, or you want to put this on your demo account, go ahead and put this on your demo account. Because this is more of a setup that I wouldn't take. For me, the more likely scenario is the short, if we ever get somewhere back down here. But for experimental purposes, or if you want to enter this on your live account, go ahead. But just know this is a trade RP wouldn't take. Pound yen, pretty interesting. If you look, it's a pretty good setup. Nothing to pass on, I guess. I mean, nice break of a downturn. Brexit commotions kind of quieted, and break retest, and our stop is in a good place. So it's not a pretty big stop loss anyways. So if a loss does happen, but it is NFP week, so pips are kind of a hot commodity. They're not given as freely as other weeks. So take that into consideration. But let's see how this long goes. We can check on it tomorrow and see where it was headed. One more setup to kind of end off this session was Eurocad. And this was a long. So last week we had the short, which was, again, very similar to our closures below. Key levels, retests, rejections. And now we have a potential to long Eurocad, and this might be counterintuitive, especially since we're looking to short Euro NSD and Euro Aussie. But I mean, you can see why, right? This level right here, 144.500 has been a pretty solid support, and a lot of wicks here. And in the previous, we had a nice bullish reaction off that area. And if you look, we're kind of getting that same bullish response. And so for us, since we didn't miss this initial move, I mean, we didn't really miss it, we were just looking at it. But since this opportunity to go long from here has passed, our next possible opportunity is obviously when we close above this blue trend line, blue level right here, 145.600. And it might seem pretty plausible why, a nice hourly support. If we get a close above, we can go up to 146.800. So that's all dependent on what happens with the CAD data on Wednesday and Friday. But on the daily time frame, it is looking like it's going to push higher. And so I wouldn't be surprised when we look on Friday, we do see Eurocad somewhere up here in this area. Let me actually move the short setup. But somewhere up here in this area. And hopefully, it gives us an opportunity to enter after it clears this, daily support. So those are a few steps I want to talk about. They're not really containing any of the the majors or the US dollar, which is gonna be good because tomorrow is gonna be pretty chaotic. But that is the setups for the weekend today. So let's see. Euro NSD don't play games with us. Went all the way down here, kind of snap back up. But let's see what happens. Keep our patience and discipline, and just trust our strategy. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a pretty lengthy session, if I'm just being honest. So, take your coffee, your energy drinks, whatever you take in the morning, because we're going to be covering a lot of data and just doing a lot of analysis to see if we can make sense of how the dollar is going, whether that recent phase one of the trade war helped, of the trade deal helped, and also take a look at what the Bank of Canada is going to do after the election. So a pretty lengthy session for tomorrow, and hopefully, we have a few setups under our belts in profits by then. So, I'm RP Forex. I'm logging off. I will see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern for another live trading session. Peace and happy trading.